I'm like 3 or 4 bong tokes deep, and I feel fucking great. I'll get the cracked cheeks tomorrow too. I'm gonna have a good time tomorrow. But I didn't start this video to talk about that. I think I'm gonna talk about the time I had mushrooms for the first time. So I remember I was chilling at my mom's house and my friends came over, and we were kind of in the living room watching TV. You know, I had a friend who was really into just like watching shows and shit, and he'd get like heated if you weren't paying attention to what was on the screen. Like, God forbid you look down at your phone or whatever for a second. Get off your damn phone. That kind of shit. So, we're all smoking weed, and we get this idea to try mushrooms for the first time. So, one of them kind of they hit up somebody that they knew on Snapchat. I think it might have been Instagram. This was years ago. But we hit dude up. He says he's got mushrooms. So my friend with the car kind of just drives over to his place, picks up the shrooms, shows me a picture of them, and I'm kind of scared low-key. He comes back, and he's got all sorts of snacks and stuff. Orange juice, Doritos, chocolate milk, for whatever reason. And it looks like we're about to have a good-ass time. So, we take the mushrooms, and they taste like shit. Like, they're god-awful when it comes to taste. And we kind of wash it down with some OJ. I think the citrus in it kind of breaks it down, making it more intense. And we wait 45 minutes. And at the time, we didn't know that, like, you know, there was an onset, and there was, like, this little delay period or whatever. And we decide we're gonna go outside and smoke some weed. And this was probably near the fucking 45-minute mark. Because as we're smoking weed, we start getting funny visuals, right? My friend's all like, holy shit, dude, there's tessellating weed leaves in the cherry, because we were smoking out of a one-hitter. And I start to look at the ground, and there's like shadowy spiders kind of crawling. And I'm like, oh my god, y'all, we gotta go inside. And we just all bust out laughing. And we're doing that for like 5 minutes straight. Our sides are aching, we're fucking keeling over and shit. And I keep looking down at the ground, and I'm like, guys, the shadow spiders, we gotta go inside. So as we go inside, we get situated on the fucking floor, right? And we're all just laughing, kind of just observing how it feels, because right after that shadowy spider thing, there is no visuals for a little bit. And I think I'm fucking drowning, right? I think I'm in the middle of an ocean, and I'm hitting up everybody on Discord, just making niche references and shit as best as I can, because typing feels like a fucking chore. Like, it feels like I'm wading through putty, like a sea of putty. And I'm just on the floor, waving back and forth like I'm being crashed around by the fucking tide. And we had this playlist set up. There was this video called The Mind's Eye, and we started watching it, and we were all fucking mesmerized by the TV. Then my friends get the funny idea to, they start walking around my house, right? Like, they're going up the stairs because I think it's infinite. My friend is talking about, oh, I see a trippy poncho on you, and whatnot. My other friend is kind of looking at the Sphinx cat that we had at the time, and she's changing colors and shapes and shit. And when I say shapes, I mean, like, she's kind of like growing and shrinking. Because I remember being fixated on it for a while. And as the colors of the TV kind of hit her, it just looks like she's just changing colors. Like if you took a hue slider and just slid it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And all of a sudden, the chitin and the mushrooms start to attack my stomach, and I think I'm about to shit myself. So I go into a bathroom for like 2 hours, just asking my friends, hey, y'all, are we set? Are we good out there? Y'all okay? And whenever I stopped paying attention to the time, it fucking slipped by. But whenever I paid attention to the time, it felt like it was in a moratorium. Like, time had just stopped. And I keep doing this fucking loop of, hey, are y'all good? God, my stomach hurts. I'm about to shit myself. Not realizing my stomach is just hurting from digesting chitin. And eventually I do shit, and apparently it was so bad that, like, my friends could smell it from outside the bathroom, and they're like, oh, dude. And after that, I start tweaking about my mom coming home early. I don't know why, but I entered clean freak mode, and I turned off the fucking TV, thinking, okay, guys, we're done for the night. No more. Thinking that was just gonna make the trip go away. It didn't. So I get stuck in a loop, just saying, guys, we're fucking set for the night. We're done. Dude, turn the TV off. Let's go to bed. And then the TV is off for a little bit. And all of a sudden, our worlds just collectively shrank. And the focal point was a broken glass. Because apparently, one of my friends kicked over a glass and broke it. And we're all just like, dude, the glass is broken. What are we gonna do? And I'm tweaking out because I'm thinking, what if we get cut up by this shit? So we carefully pick up the glass shards and we just kind of put it on the table, I think. And from then on there, it was kind of this vibe for a little bit. We turned the TV back on, we turned that playlist on again, and we're just vibing to all the fucking trippy visuals that the mind's eye had. And then, like, I don't know. I can't remember. I think nothing remarkable happened since then. Up until the last, like, hour of the trip where we all started to come down. And there was a sense of finality to it. Actually, let me backtrack. I'm skipping over an important detail. I'm doing art and shit, and I'm kind of commentating on myself. I'm like, oh, wrong layer. Ooh, wrong color. And while I'm doing this, my friends are looking over my shoulder, and they're mesmerized by the progress I'm making. And I think it's the coolest fucking thing ever. But that was further back, and I think after that, nothing else remarkable happened. Maybe one of my friends tried looking in the mirror to see what happened, but outside of that, we came down, and there was this video about some dude called Bob Dobbs, and I really wasn't invested into it. I really wanted to play the game, but I had to pay TV, so no games. Quite sad. So just as we like came down all the way, my mom ended up walking through the door, and we're kind of just all chilling, pretending like, oh, we're asleep and shit. I kind of get up, interact with her for a little bit. It's like 6 a.m. And then we all move upstairs into my room. And we're kind of just all sleeping. That is until my mom had to go to work. And then we went down to Costco thinking I could just go in there and spend my money. And it turns out we couldn't. You have to have a membership. That's the first time I learned about membership stores, despite going to Costco in the past. But the supervisor was pretty chill, so they just let us use the gift card that I had. It had $75 on it. We got a rotisserie chicken, shin ramen, and some Eggo waffles, all each. And that's pretty much the end of that mushroom experience. It wasn't like mind-blowing or anything, but my second trip was pretty funny, but I'll talk about that later.